Coins are something that basically every Hypixel Skyblock player values a lot because they can buy you a lot of useful things, from lots of different armor sets to lots of weapons and lots of useful materials. The more money you have, normally the better your experience will be. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys farms that can make you a lot of money in Hypixel Skyblock, and not just the most obvious ones like actual farms, like you'll see right down here. These are just the normal farms that you run up and down and just farm the materials, and it's really simple to use and equally simple to build because it's basically just layer of dirt, then a layer of water, then you do the crop, then water, then the crop, then water, and it's different for different farm types. You'll see netherwart has no water involved because it doesn't need water, and it's just some netherwart on some soul sand. And carrots, you also build in a different way. You just do some crop, and then some water, and then some crop, and then some water, crop, then some water, crop, then some water, and you just need to put glowstone in between them. Before we get into this video, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm trying to get to 8,000 subscribers, and every little bit helps, so please subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get back to the video. And there are efficient ways to build each type of farm, but in essence, they're all very similar. If you want a full video on how to build farms, please let me know, and I will work on those. But in this video, we're going to be talking about some of the more unique farms and some of the farms that you may not have heard of or may not know how profitable they actually are, because some of them can make you a bit of money and some of them are really just more for XP or for just having around just in case you ever want to use them for certain milestones. For example, for ore minions, you can just do something like this where you set up a system like this where things just generate over time, and you can make it much more efficient by putting minions on both sides. For example, I could put a bunch of redstone minions here, and then a bunch of redstone minions there, and basically just stay semi-AFK while doing something else, and just mining tons and tons of ores. This is specifically popular, especially with coal, if you want to level up your rock pet, because the rock pet works where the more ores you mine, the higher level you'll get. You'll see this is a common one, and then uncommon one, and you gain that just by mining more ores. Or if you want less of an AFK method, people just put them down in rows like this, and will just go through and mine ores in a straight line. That can be useful for getting experience, especially if you're more of an early game player and don't want to spend the money, and you're even more likely to have a bunch of these down. Or, let's say you're an Iron Man player and can access the Bazaar and would need to use hard-earned lapis on it, then that can be even more useful if you want to just get some quick experience. Grouped in with these minion generators are cobblestone generators, which work a little bit differently and are slightly more complicated to build, but with them you'll mostly look up and you'll mine stuff looking up instead of going in a vertical format, because since you're not using minions, you can regenerate it a lot faster by just using water and lava, because when you put water and lava next to each other, then it will either turn into obsidian or the more useful result, which is cobblestone, and you can set it up exactly so that there's a lot of cobblestone generating really quickly. I've actually got one of the most popular videos on my channel. It's actually a really old video about a cobblestone generator and mining, and you can use that to get some mining XP, or you can use a ore generator like this to get mining XP, or honestly the most efficient way, which isn't a semi-AFK, is the dwarven mines, but this video is about farms, so yeah. Grouped in that is also foraging generators. You can do the same sort of thing with foraging minions, and they will spawn the trees, and you can do it like that. It's not as efficient as actually being in the park normally, but it can still generate a decent bit of money. Along with some other semi-AFK farms is the netherwart farm. There are also versions of this for a bunch of other crops like carrots, wheat, potatoes, stuff like that. And you'll just go across like this, and basically all you need to do is have access to either the S or D key, which you can bind. I personally bind those keys as well as the space bar on my computer. So all I basically need to do is just hold S for a while. Once you get to near the end, and you're still going away, it'll drop you down, and then you just need to press D instead. And this is a lot easier because there's not as much on a normal farm where you'd have to actually use all W, A, S, and D, and it's just two hands. Is a lot more inconvenient than just using one hand. So these semi-AFK farms can be a lot more useful if you're just looking to make it a little bit easier on yourself and make it easier for you to do other things, like you can play a game or write it on a document or something while you're doing this, just because you've got the extra hand. And if you're looking at more full AFK farms, there's also Cactus Farms. Now, I have never built a large Cactus Farm. I built a relatively small one, and the dude said it probably wasn't worth my time to build a massive one, but Cactus Farms can make you a large amount of money if you're willing to put in the time to build some incredibly large farms. Like, this is from a user called Something Like That. They have a YouTube channel, which will be linked in the description, and the cards if you want to go check out their video. And they have an insane cactus farm. Like, just look at this guy. And it's massive, and that can end up making a lot of money, but it probably took a long time to build. So, I mean, if you want completely AFK money, and you do actually have to AFK on the island, that might be what that guest is doing there besides me, because I haven't seen him leave, then you will be able to generate large amounts of profit. But it's a lot of blocks, and it takes a long time to build, so you can argue about whether it's worth it or not. It does look really cool, though. And, of course, the most obvious one, I'm not sure if you can really call it a farm, but that's just minions. It generates you XP, and it generates you money. I've got a whole video on my channel showing off which minions are the best, so you can go check that out if you want. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want in-depth tutorials on how to build each of these farms, please let me know in the comments, and I will work on getting those out to you as soon as I can. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!